Look at you there watching the TV and me doing a show. This is working out. Welcome to A Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. To all my Jewish viewers out there, happy first night of Hanukkah. And to my non-Jewish viewers, happy Thursday. Hanukkah is a beautiful holiday where families around the world light the menorah, tell the story of the Maccabees, and instill children with a lifelong gambling addiction. Come on, Gimel! Shin! Oh, I can't put 3 pieces of gelt in. Rabbi Herschel's gonna bust my kneecaps! I don't know about you, but 5781 has been one long lunar year. Is it December 10th? Feels more like the 289th of Adar. But I'm glad Hanukkah's here. We need to shine a little light into this world because yesterday, the United States surpassed 3,000 COVID deaths in a day for the first time. Luckily, the vaccine is already being administered in other countries and should be approved any minute in America. I'll tell you all about it in tonight's edition of Catch a Third Wave.
Hey,
Endless
I'm
Bummer.
An anti-vaxxer. They're trying to microchip us, people. Ah! Deep state.
Endless Bummer. Today, the FDA advisory panel, in fact, voted to grant the Pfizer vaccine emergency use authorization. The first doses will be rolling out to health workers and long-term care facility residents within days, which is why tonight I'm happy to announce we're officially calling this show A Late Show with Stephen Colbert Assisted Living Facility featuring John Baptiste and Stay Pudding. Distribution is going to be a challenge, in part because Pfizer's vaccine must be stored at minus 94 degrees. And I'm being told we have a photo of the first person to get the vaccine. Looking good. Now, because the vaccine has to be shipped that cold, dry ice sales are booming. But that much dry ice is going to require special precautions, which is why the CDC recommends that the shot should be administered only by trained 80s hairbands. Of course, with all the vaccine conspiracies out there, many Americans are already saying, one unforeseen problem, the cheese industry is threatened by the COVID dry ice demand because dry ice is essential, evidently, in making dairy cultures used to make cheese, and a shortage would be devastating. No science. You cannot make Americans choose between the thing we need to live and a vaccine. I'll tell you what, here's a compromise. Just inject us with the cheese. In fact, it's time for my booster shot. Oh. I'll be right back. This was my idea. You'll remember. In reread, I said, just give me this stuff, I'll squirt in my mouth. Shut up next time, me. Meanwhile, the administration, to take their minds off the global crisis they've tried to ignore, last night threw 2 White House Hanukkah parties. Reportedly, the president skipped the first party, but stopped by the second. I'm guessing between the 2 parties, someone must have told him what latkes are. Sir, they're potatoes, but they're deep fried and... The president greeted his guests and spoke about the true meaning of this beautiful religious holiday.
We got almost 75 million votes. Think of this. The first time we got 63 million. Second time we got 75 million.
Now that might seem like a pathetic old man clinging to past glory, but his claims of election fraud actually have a lot in common with Hanukkah. They both involve a mysterious, endless supply of oil. Of course, the president's time in office is dwindling. Yesterday, we reached an important milestone. All 50 states and the District of Columbia have now certified their presidential election results. And The Late Show is ready to project that Joe Biden has won the 2020 presidential election 5 weeks ago. That is the 10th time that we have projected that on the show. So not only will Joe Biden be the next president of the United States, he also wins a free sub. But surprise, surprise, the current president still refuses to admit that he lost, and I'll share his latest gasps in tonight's thrilling...
I get knocked down again. I keep getting knocked down. I get knocked down again. My pants are getting brown. I get knocked down again. I keep getting knocked down. I get knocked down and knocked down and knocked down.
The road from the White House.
Oh, Chubbawamba! That was longer than I expected it to be. This was saltier than I expected. That was longer than I expected. The president has now placed all of his hopes to overturn democracy on the Supreme Court. Specifically, he is joining a lawsuit filed by Texas Attorney General and man holding in a burp and a fart at the same time, Ken Paxton. In his lawsuit, AG Paxton claims that Texas's rights were violated when Michigan, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin changed their election laws to allow more mail-in voting. But Texas doesn't get to decide the election rules in other states. He's not just changing the rules of the game, he's changing the game. Reminds me of this thrilling scene in The Queen's Gambit.
Yahtzee!
Still pretty good. And it's not just Texas. Yesterday, Paxton was joined by Republican attorneys general in 17 states. I forget. What do you call it when a bunch of states band together to say the other states elected the wrong president? Some sort of grouping or confederation of states. I see why they kept all those flags now. But the swing states getting sued are not worried. Even Texas Senator and gallon of frozen milk, John Cornyn, told CNN's Manu Raju, quote, I read just the summary of it, and I frankly struggle to understand the legal theory of it. Then let me explain, Senator. The Texas Attorney General is just carrying water for the president, citing the landmark case of Brown v. Nose. Cornyn added, why would a state, even such a great state as Texas, have the say-so on how other states administer their elections? Yeah, you don't mess with Texas, but Texas can mess with other states? I say it's time for Wisconsin to change its motto to, welcome to Wisconsin, what Alamo? Oh, big Facebook news. No, your old friends from camp haven't stopped being mad that you didn't show up to the Zoom reunion. It's that yesterday, the U.S. government and 48 attorneys general filed antitrust lawsuits against Facebook, calling it an illegal monopoly. Yes, it's just like Monopoly, except every time you pass go, instead of getting $200, Zuckerberg sells your data to a Moldovan spam farm. The suits specifically point to Facebook's purchase of Instagram and WhatsApp, which gave consumers fewer social networking options. So the FTC is saying that Facebook must be broken up. To be clear, Facebook has not been broken up yet, but it has changed its status to it's complicated. Of course, if Facebook does break up, it faces the daunting task of going through and manually untagging all the photos of it together. Now, my writers assure me those jokes that I just told you make sense. I wouldn't know. I've never been on the Facebook myself. I do all my social networking on Steve Space. It's a great place to hang out, share photos, and catch up with all the other Steves. Send me a direct Steve, and I'll allow you to access my Steve stream. So Facebook could be in real trouble, which seems crazy since they look so happy in all those pics they post. Their life is definitely way better than mine. Oh, hey. Speaking of other things billionaires own that are breaking up, yesterday we got some exciting footage from SpaceX, the company founded by tech entrepreneur and man who comes pre-Madame Tussauds, Elon Musk. SpaceX has been working on a rocket to Mars, and Wednesday, the company tested their new Starship model SN8. Check it out. That is straight out of the sci-fi of my childhood. Just looking at that makes me want to eat space food sticks and campaign for George McGovern. We even have early footage of the fearless astronauts who conducted the first tests on the prototype. So, how'd they do this time? Let's take a look at the unmanned test launch. There it is, blasting off into the future, looking good, ascending cleanly, slipping the surly bombs of Earth to touch the face of, now it's taking a little nap. Nothing to worry about, just coming down. That's actually, reignition. The big moment, they're backing in slowly. Beep, 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 beep. Oh! I hope they sprang for the collision damage waiver. I'm sure it'll buff right out. But Musk insists that the explosion wasn't a surprise because that rocket only had a 1 in 3 chance of landing safely, and we got all the data we needed. And this belly flop technique is intended to be the Starship's method to safely pass through the Earth's atmosphere. Totally hear you on that one, Elon. It's just like all of my belly flops were always on purpose, and Nick Magookin was laughing at me only because he didn't understand the data my bright pink stomach was collecting. Anyway, I'm sure they'll figure this out. I mean, it's not rocket science. What? I've always been a huge fan of colors. A bit of a subject change. I'm going to warn you, we're on to a new subject right now. I've always been a huge fan of colors. The blues, the greens, the others. That's why I always look forward to the announcement of the color of the year from the Pantone Color Institute. And I believe we have a picture of their distinguished faculty. But 2021 is going to be a little different because for the upcoming year, Pantone has revealed not one, but 2 hues, ultimate gray and illuminating. Cool. Okay, let me illuminate you onto something, Pantone. That's gray and yellow. Jim, can we see those colors again? It looks like the 2 colors of snow you shouldn't eat. Also, and I don't want to get all tech on you here, gray isn't even a color. It's an achromatic shade. That literally means without color. You can't have a color of the year that isn't a color. This is just like 2014 all over again when People magazine announced the new sexiest man alive, a Sunbeam 4-slot toaster. With these colors, Pantone says they're trying to capture our feelings going into a new year, but I gotta tell you, they were much more accurate last year when they selected 2020's color, Classic Blue, which they described as a color that anticipates what's going to happen next. And they were right, because 2020 certainly blew. We've got a great show for you tonight. James Corden is here, but when we come back, I'll be joined by my lovely wife, Evelyn, to show you some not-so-lovely first drafts of holiday cards. Stick around.